playing the music? Is it Chuck? Oh, well, Chuck's there. I don't know. He might be waiting for them to be ready. I don't see him. Oh, yeah, he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the graduating class of 2022 for Hanover High School. We're excited to have all of you here today as we celebrate this accomplishment of these graduating seniors. To the seniors, parents, staff, and all of our guests today we honor the many years of work we have put into preparing for this day and this ceremony. At this time, would you please rise and face the colors as our national anthem is played. You may be seated. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's ceremony where we celebrate with these graduating seniors and recognize the 99th graduating class of Hanover High School. Our goal today is to provide a dignified program for our seniors who are seated before you, as well as for all of you, our guests. As a teacher myself at one time, I want to inform you of the purpose of wearing robes in formal ceremonies. This tradition dates back to the 1200s. During that time, only clergy and the educated were trained to read and write. Therefore, the long robe became a mark of the learned person, one studying to improve their plight in life. Today, our graduates still wear caps and gowns, send out formal invitations to family and friends, and enter and leave with great pomp and circumstance, while music plays and the assembled audience rises to pay their respects. They do this as a symbol to show their dedication to improve their plight in life with an education. Seniors, you may feel like your education ends today. You've worked hard for 13 years to get to this spot, and you deserve to be honored. But if I can offer you one piece of advice, keep learning every day. No matter what the subject, no matter what the topic, no matter how far outside your comfort zone is, keep learning every day. It'll make you stronger. It'll make you wiser. And it will help you achieve the goals and the dreams that you have before you. God bless you, and God bless the Hanover School District. I would now like to welcome to the podium Jeff Jordahl, Dean of Students.
To honor our seniors and dignified guests with the greatest amount of respect, we ask at this time for you all to silence your cell phones so there'll be no distractions. Thank you for your consideration and cooperation with this request. As we begin our program, I ask you to please hold your applause until all stage gifts have been introduced. And for our stage gifts, please remain standing once you have been introduced until all gifts have been identified. As you look at the stage, from your right to left, we have School Board Director, Mr. Ed Swayze. School Board Treasurer, Mr. Paul Ricks. School Board Secretary, Mr. T.J. Lippert. School Board Vice President, Mrs. Danielle Combs. And School Board President, Mr. Randy Underwood. Superintendent, Mr. Kyle Cooper. Principal, Mr. Mark Koopman. Elementary Principal, Miss Michelle Cheeseman. Counselor, Miss Nina Jeffrey. And Senior Class Advisor, Miss Lindsay Lynch. You can please be seated. Another important group of people I would like to recognize are those that have worked behind the scenes to ensure our facilities and grounds are maintained. These individuals are the ones who are responsible for the daily maintenance of our facilities and for the entire setup of today's ceremony. I'd like to proudly recognize our facilities and custodial team at this time. Please hold your applause until all have been named. Mr. Chuck Dusling, Director of Facilities and Transportation. Mr. Joseph Conrad. Mr. Cody Powell. Miss Virginia Voorhees. Thank you for the efforts of this fine group of individuals for your time, effort, and dedication to the Hanover school community. We need to recognize a few more individuals who have made this ceremony the success that it is today. Their time, efforts, attention to detail make this event the best we have had at Hanover. Mrs. Kathy Camp Davidson for our music selections today. Mrs. Nina Jeffrey Suppies, counselor, for her work on grades, GPAs, scholarships, post-secondary preparations, and so much more. Mr. Stephen Gold for his focus on senior scholarships, credit checks, and post-secondary readiness for our seniors. Finally, one last special recognition and thank you goes out to an individual that functions behind the scenes most days, but is responsible for those little details that make all the difference in a celebration on a day like this. And that is our administrative assistant, Mrs. Maggie Immenheiser. At this time, I would like to invite our principal, Mr. Mark Koopman, to give his welcome address.
Good morning. Before I start my formal speech today, I would like to take a moment and formally pay tribute to the military of our country by recognizing a few of the following groups. If you would please help and stand and remain standing when I mention your group. First, those seniors who have plans to enter the military after graduation, would you please stand? We thank you. We thank you for your willingness to carry the torch for those that preceded you by taking the duty of protecting us here while we are at home. Next, with those in the audience who currently serve in our military, please rise. If you have family members that are currently in the military, would you please stand and be recognized for them? We all know that the sacrifice you make for us is tremendous. Please accept the gratitude of today's gathering as a thank you for your sacrifices in the lives of you and your family. Finally, if we have any veterans in our audience, would you please rise and be recognized? We give you a hearty thank you for your presence here today and dedication to serve the citizens of our great country. Please take a look around and see this visible evidence of the impact the military has on the Hanover community, and we thank you all for your service and dedication. Well, good afternoon, 99th graduating class of Hanover High School. I want to acknowledge our faculty and staff who ceremoniously today sit behind our students, just as they have during their entire teaching career, and as a demonstration of their commitment to the academics, co-curricular activities, social and emotional support to this and every graduating class. Class of 2022, if it were not for the dedication of these people, we would not have achieved today's goal, and you may not be sitting here. Please join me in recognizing our outstanding faculty and staff sitting in row 2. Thank you. We have several outstanding guests in our crowd today. We'll take a moment. I believe our society would not be as robust as it is or worthy without these next individuals, and I would like to give them my thanks. If we could give a round of applause for any grandparents or great-grandparents who have come to be with us. We thank you and we applaud your efforts to get your children and your grandchildren to where we are today. Thank you. I'd like to call on one other very important special group, and that is those parents and guardians. Without the unwavering support, love, and dedication from you, our graduates may not be sitting where they are today. Again, parents, guardians, would you please stand and be recognized again for your efforts, as this is a part of your day as well. And I would be remiss if I did not thank those who helped me get to this point where I am today. The internet, Google, Wikipedia, Microsoft Office. Sorry, seriously. I have a support group at home that I have, and my wife and my kids, and without their unending support and love that allows me to be here today, I greatly appreciate them as well. As you listen to today, you may have already picked up on the theme, and the theme is thanks. Thanks abounds. My mother would say it is never too late to say I'm sorry, and it's never wrong to say thank you. There are researchers who have been focusing on the benefits of being grateful, of gratitude. One study from Harvard News found that gratitude helps people connect to something larger than themselves as individuals. Another effect of gratitude is fewer visits to the physicians. Not a bad thing. See, once there was a little seed, and it got buried in the mud. It was dark, it was cold, it was wet. It was just plain no fun. It was icky out, it was dirty, it was stuck. How it got there is a little 3-sentence story. Nice breezy fall day, it fell on the ground. It rained a little, a deer came by and stepped on it and pushed it way down in the ground. Life just wasn't fair. It was all alone. If it only had fallen like the other seeds in the grass or in the log, or at least had not been stepped on. But what the little seed did was not see the mouse and the birds and the other animals that ate all the seeds laying on top of the ground. It was stuck safe, deep, down in the ground, and it couldn't see this because it was stuck. But it really didn't know how lucky it was to be where it was. It was thankful. Now, besides being squished right in the mud, it was locked in its shell, tried to get out, of its terrible predicament. But all the fall days just got shorter and shorter, as they do. They got colder and colder. It had no strength to get out of the shell. The mud froze, the deep snow covered it, it went through a terribly cold and dark winter. Finally, what seemed forever, the days grew a little longer, got a little warmer. The sun came up. It stayed up a little bit longer, and the seed had work to do. See, the water in the mud had softened the shell, but it was hard to get out of the shell. The only energy it had was to struggle and break free and use its energy not to go up, but to go down, to start building its roots, to start its foundation. But it needed something to hold on to, because now it had struggled yet again with great effort and sent those tiny little shoots up to the light above the ground. Finally, it was free. It reached the sunlight. You would think its troubles were over, but no, not so fast. In a whole year, it had only grown a few inches above the ground. When the fall came, again, it lost its leaves. Other plants had died off, and every fall it would continue to lose its leaves. As it got a little taller, it had to go through winters, blizzards, windstorms. Even while it slowly grew, it never forgot its roots. It continued to grow its foundation. See, it had the wisdom to grow its roots deeper and deeper. In fact, it used every windstorm, every blizzard, every shaking tree, every vibration to wiggle its roots a little bit deeper. It went a little bit further away from its home, and it found its foundation. But see, you know the seed is the foundation because it's always remembered where it came from, how it had been protected, how it had been helped by a dark time. As the years rolled on, the seasons too, each summer was so slowly but surely grew, and each winter became a little tougher and a little stronger. See, it had little joys and little sorrows throughout its life like we all do. But then came the fiercest of all storms yet. A windstorm blew through. Every tree around was dashed to the ground, broken, uprooted, tangled. Yet after the devastation, one tree stood tall. To be sure, that young tree didn't look so pretty. Some leaves were missing. It was a little knocked around, a little beat up. But it hadn't forgot its roots, its foundation. It had become a mighty oak tree. You see, seniors, you are that seed. And up until this point in your life, that may have been you. And some of us in our crowd, maybe you understand. Maybe that's been you. But you are the seed. You are growing, looking for that sun. Life is the mud. It gets a little dark sometimes. But we're going to look for the light. You may get stepped on, pushed down. You may get knocked down a little. But for a while, you may lose sight of the bigger picture around you. But I implore you, seniors, keep digging. Keep looking for that sunlight. Troubles will come, and you may feel like things are falling apart, and may leave you looking a little worse for the wear. But look around, you are not alone. You have friends. Your family is here. People to support you through those times. A solid foundation that is based in family and friends, education, faith, community will help you weather the difficulties which you are sure to find at some point in your life. Today we stand in the sun together, shining on you in all of your glory. And although another storm may come, please feel secure and give thanks to your roots that will always be there to support you. A noted poetic crooner, Hall of Fame country singer, music singer Willie Nelson, he sings a song. It says, "I'm alive and well, and today you know that's good enough for me. Breathing in and out, it's a blessing. Can't you see? Today is the first day for the rest of your life, and I'm alive and well. I'm alive and well." Seniors, don't forget to say thanks today, as today is the first day of the rest of your lives, and you are alive and well. Thank you.
We would like to recognize all of our special seniors who have been awarded scholarships for all of their hard work. When your name is called, please stand and be recognized.
Good morning. Not only do I hold the esteemed honor of being a part of the school board, I also sit on 2 local scholarship boards, which is an amazing feeling to be a part of this and be able to help our young graduates. The first scholarship that I'm going to represent is the Hanover Park Board Scholarship. All right, it's $1,000. It's given to the school. It's for tuition, books, and fees. All right, we've been doing the scholarship for many years, and it's a great honor to give it out. But now, when we see events out in the community like Hanover Days and the bike events, all that money goes to these scholarships. All right, so please help support it. So, the first scholarship that I'm going to give out, we had several candidates that submitted their packages, and this year was even better than the previous years. It was really tough to decide which one was getting right. So, without further ado, the first one, Hanover Park Board, the candidate is Blake Sebastian. Come on up, let's get a picture real quick, and then I'll keep this. I'll give it to you after. I wish I could share their packages because their essays are amazing, really. Okay, the second scholarship is from a local rancher. It's the Quarter Moon Ranch Scholarship. It is also $8,000. Okay, this is just a tribute to, please go out and buy from your local ranchers. Buy beef, okay, it helps them out, it really does. And obviously, some of the proceeds go back into our students. So please, if you like eating beef like most of us do, go see your local rancher, all right? Help them out. All right, for the Quarter Moon Ranch Scholarship, that candidate is Matthew Stockton. It was tough, let me tell you. Sitting on that one right there, we had to go out of state for some of the board members because it was a tie in so many places. So congratulations, and please, moms and dads of future graduates, submit your packages, get on your kids. Thank you.
We would also like to recognize those who received non-local scholarships. When I call your name, please rise to be recognized. Alexis Ricks from Colorado Mountain College for cross country and track. And Blake Sebastian at Culver Stockton College in Missouri for football and academics. Congratulations, all of your hard work has paid off.
Thank you, Ms. Jeffrey, for all of your time and your tireless hours as well, guiding and assisting our seniors through the journey of scholarship land. Each year, the senior class selects a staff member to speak who has influenced them during their educational career. This year, the class of 2022 has proudly selected Mrs. Lindsay Lynch to give today's teacher's address. Mrs. Lynch, welcome to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Miss Lindsay Lynch. I've been lucky enough to watch your sons and daughters, your nieces and nephews, your grandchildren grow into the awesome adults sitting before you today. Looking back, it seemed like we'd never get to this point. Between surviving a pandemic and online learning and just making it through 9th grade, this finish line seemed like a distant beacon. Suddenly we found ourselves here. You've made friends and sort of figured out who you think you want to be as an adult.